Well, well, well. The evening after the night before. Wow. Hi guys. Um, First of all, thank you for some of the positive feedback and all the views I've had from my reaction video to the thing that I know I'm going to have to talk about during the course of this video that I won't talk about until last. Okay, we're going to do this. Let's do this right. I'm going to talk about Wrestlemania from New Orleans. Crowd was indifferent. It started off really hot and it got burnt out really quickly. And it showed in this match. It did show in this match. Sorry, not in this match. Throughout the show, and it did affect parts of the show. But generally, I thought the show was alright. It wasn't spectacular, but was it better than WrestleMania 29? Yeah, comfortably. I think so. A C show. Call it a C show, for sure. So let's get to it. First up was an awesome segment. I'm not normally a fan of these WrestleMania host type hyping up segments. As much as I love The Rock, I wasn't a fan of WrestleMania 27 when he did that. I just thought it was a waste of fucking time. Well, I think if you're gonna do it, this is the way to do it. And he basically had out. He had who did he have out there? Basically, Hulk Hogan came out, botching as he always fucking does. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old, man. So the crowd, he was going into his spiel. By the way, bear in mind, New Orleans was in the Superdome. So he was going into his speech, and he was basically, like I was saying, you know, the Silver Dome. Crowd gave him a pass. They gave him a bit of a boo, but they gave him a pass. So then he started rabbiting, and then he said Silver Dome again. The crowd pulled him up this time. They were like, Superdome, Superdome, Superdome. Fair play to Hulk. He recovered well from it. He did. Kind of like, you know, thank you for the Hulkamaniacs correcting me. Sorry, I'm just so excited by the WrestleMania buzz. Recovered well. Did what he needed to do. Didn't go on too long. Was about to skedaddle out there. The glass shatters. Stone Cold rolls out. Comes out. It was an epic little moment just to see them face off for a second. And then, you know, he went into going on into his spiel, you know, talking about how, you know, before there was a Stone Cold, there was a Hulk, you know, kind of putting Hulk Hogan over, you know, Hulk doing the same with Stone Cold. And then, so he did his little spiel. But everyone kind of expected Stone Cold to be there because it apparently was announced on the Thursday before. I don't know why it was announced the Thursday before that Stone Cold's going to be there. If you want them extra ice, announce it a couple of weeks before. But yeah, so then that happened. Thought it was an epic little moment, the match that never quite was, but two of the biggest icons of the Attitude Era and let's face it, the Hogan era, facing off. It was good. If you smell, I was like, oh shit. So Rock came out, basically put both of them over, saying that, you know, Stone Cold is now my really good buddy, and they didn't act like buddies. They did this cool little fucking handshake thing there before Rock did his second pose down on the rope. It was quite good. And you know, Hulk is my childhood idol. I've had the pleasure of wrestling both of you at WrestleMania. You know, putting them both over, it was good stuff. It was a good, poignant moment to have, and it was a necessary thing to have at a WrestleMania 30 show. It was a fantastic, three of the biggest icons, three of the biggest stars of wrestling ever were in the same ring at the same time. No problem with that. So it hyped up the crowd. It got the crowd hyped up, and you could tell. So that led in nicely to Triple H, Daniel Bryan, which, yes, Triple H opened a fucking show. Not closed, opened a show. But it was a great match. Basically, the theme of the night is if you had an entrance theme, or a decent entrance, or a spectacular entrance, or someone playing you out, you were losing that match. It's as simple as that. This was in effect a glorified jobber treatment for you. So essentially, Triple H came out in, I think he did this for WrestleMania 22, whatever it was, he faced John Cena 1-on-1, and he had his kind of this old school kind of Viking-esque skull mask, crown, cape. It looked really cool, surrounded by chicks. It's definitely introduced him looking smoking hot in one sexy little business suit, short skirt number. She looked so fucking fly, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a Kleenex moment. So she came out, and then basically Triple H came out, then Daniel Bryan followed, got a good pop, and they had their match, and it was a good match. Triple H had a couple of actually chants, or Triple H. You know, the usual Daniel Bryan haters try to voice themselves. But they told a good match. They really did tell a very good match. Anyway, in the end, it ended up with Daniel Bryan getting a clean win over Triple H with his running knee. Then Stephanie came into the ring, slapped Daniel Bryan up for a little while, then Triple H recovered and then attacked Daniel Bryan, and basically wrapping his arm round the ring post and smacking it with a chair. Now, basic 101, putting one final hurdle, and obviously putting the doubt in the crowd's mind, will Daniel Bryan be able to recover? Now, most old school smart mark wrestling fans will know. We all knew at that point Daniel Bryan's winning the title. So it's simple as that. But, you know, for your casual audience, it does put that little bit of doubt. So, it was good. I had no problems with this show, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, was fantastic. At this point, it was fantastic. Then the second match is the Shield versus Middle-Aged Outlaws and Kane. This was exactly what it should be. It was a squash match. There was no point pretending, beating around the bush about it. It was what it was. Shield win. Simple as that. Next. But by the way, was time management a problem because their entrances got cut short? So I don't know if that opening segment overran, but their segment got cut short, and I suppose that was the only other problem I had in this match. Considering Shield, along with Wyatt and Bryan, have been the hottest thing about your product over the last year to 18 months, I'm surprised Shield weren't featured more in the show. And that was disappointing because the match only went maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes. But yeah, it was what it was. Next was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. This was better than I thought it would be. Don't get me wrong, the beginning was a bit of a clusterfuck. But it was a good way to get everybody to just give them a bit of a payday. Some notable showings was Tyson Kidd lasted longer than you would have thought he would last. Kofi, I think people forgot to sell in this show, because Kofi, considering he went all the way over the top to the outside and hit the ground hard, he sure did recover quite quickly. But he had, during what I'm talking about is when he had one nice spot where he was thrown over the top rope, but you know Kofi's going to do something spectacular. So he was thrown over. Bear in mind the turnbuckle's like here. Say this is the turnbuckle. So he comes into the corner, he gets dashed over, all the way over, his back is like that, pow, but his feet are on the metal steps. And it points to the fact that his feet are on the metal steps. So that was a bit of like a oh shit moment. So then he managed to get back up and then goes and get his way into the ring, and that was pretty good. That was a good spot. Kofi's basically assumed your Shelton Benjamin role, because Shelton Benjamin was another one who was very good at this type of oh shit moments, and so was John Morrison. So that's the role that's assumed in these type of matches. So yeah, essentially that was that. But this match did exactly what it needed to do. I was disappointed that there was no Alexander Rusev. It was the name I forgot in my previous show. Apologies. There was no Alexander Rusev in this. Don't know where the fuck he was in this match, because surely this was made for him. That was disappointing. But yeah, it came down to your usual suspects. And then I noticed there was Cesaro in there, and I was like, these motherfuckers actually put over Cesaro. I think the last four was Big Show, Cesaro, Del Rio, and Sheamus. So I was like, oh fuck, anyhow they allow Sheamus to win this. I'd rather Big Show wins than Sheamus winning. But essentially Sheamus and Del Rio kind of eliminated each other, and it came down to Big Show versus Cesaro, and at that point I relaxed and I enjoyed, and it was a good little face off and stuff, and fucking amazing Hulk Hogan type moment where Cesaro scooped up fucking Big Show. Yes, I'm talking about the fucking Big Show. Scooped him up, walked over like it was nothing, dashed him over the fucking top rope. That motherfucker is scary strong. Like, scary strong. And he won. And everybody marked out, you got a future star, future WWE star. I'm telling you, you watch, it's coming. It's coming. And because they teased a Real Americans breakup, I heard in the pre-show, Usos won that, by the way. I would expect big things for him as soon as he dispatches of Swagger, and I'm all for that. And apparently John Cena's a big backer of Cesaro, so fingers fucking crossed. The Golden Boy's a backer of him. He might actually get to do something. So yeah, so that was what it was. Then John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. I liked this match more than others, and I get it. If technical wrestling is important to you, if you're an ROH mark, if you like them flippity flips, this match ain't the one for you. But if you're an old school cat who appreciates the psychology of matches and the way matches are told, and just little elements, and just a fan of Bray Wyatt in general, this match was a good match. The only fucking thing I had a problem with this match was the ending. They told a good story, even if they did seem to rehash the Kane storyline from 2012 or 2011, I believe. The whole embrace the hate thing. And that was essentially the message that Bray was trying to get across in the match. And I just thought, because they're telling the story again and telling it slightly differently, there would be a different result. But I should have known this is fucking John Cena. He has this issue putting over young guys. I don't understand it myself. Surely this is the whole point of this was to get Bray Wyatt over. And instead, fucking John Cena does his usual Superman shit and wins. And I was just like, ah. That's where this show... This is, at this point, when this match ended, was where the show decided to go decline for me. Just the quality just declined. I just thought, oh, for fuck's sake, I couldn't believe it. But if this was my only disappointment of the show, it would have been a B+ show. Oh, but we had a big disappointment on the way coming up. But I'm going to talk about that as the last match. It wasn't the last match, but I'm going to talk about that as the last match. Because the match I'm talking about actually followed this John Cena versus Bray Wyatt one. Then it was the Divas Battle Royal, and pretty much as I predicted, AJ defeated everybody, basically, with her Widow's Peak type of move. Not Widow's Peak. What is that fucking thing she does? Anyway, it kind of sets up what I think is going to happen, particularly on tonight's Raw. And I think Mickie James or someone like that is going to come out mid-celebration and challenge her. Whether it's Beth Phoenix, I don't know who the fuck they got. It'll be a diva we recognise who's going to come in and challenge her for a Divas title. She's beaten everybody at this point. She's the longest reigning Divas champion. So the only way for her to drop it, but she's basically said, I can beat everybody in the roster at the same fucking time. Because that's exactly what the fuck happened. So at this point, the only thing you can do is bring back a diva. So I predict in tonight's Raw, that's exactly what's going to happen. And then in the main event, it was Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Batista. This match, I worried halfway through that it was going to become a clusterfuck because Triple H came out, tried to get involved, but fortunately he wasn't overbearing in this match. Like, he did try and get involved and stuff. Like, he tried to get involved in the match, and then Daniel Bryan disposed of him. Then Daniel Bryan did his usual suicide dive spot, but this time Stephanie was there. So Stephanie actually took a bump for once, which was quite good, and got rid of him. They got like a crooked ref to come in, and you know, it was good. It was good. It wasn't too overbearing, and you know, they got rid of the three very quickly. It was a nice little, proper sick looking spot where Batista was about to Batista bombed Daniel Bryan through the announcer table, and then because they had conferred, Batista and Randy Orton, they were conferring, and then a couple of seconds later Batista was about to hoist him up for the Batista bomb. Orton set himself up, Batista released him, and Orton gave him an RKO. It was fucking sick, right through the announcer table. It was a good spot, very good spot. You know, spot best person, that was pretty good. Then as Bryan was about to get stretchered out, Bryan said, fuck that, I'm not going nowhere, released himself from the stretcher, went back into the ring, and yeah, basically Bryan tapped out Batista to the yes lock, and he's now the new champ. So it was a good ending to the show. Clearly he forgot to sell his arm injury. he forgot pretty much after the first 5 minutes of the match that this motherfucker was supposed to have a fucked up arm. But you know, I think we could all forgive him. They gave WWE, and they better had given us a happy ending after that Undertaker bullshit. But they gave us the happy ending, and we wanted. Closed out the show with 75,000 going yes, yes, yes. It was good stuff. It was good stuff, and it will shut up a lot of us now who just wanted the strap to be on him for a little while, just a little while. But because he tapped out Batista, I imagine that will set up a Randy Orton rematch pretty soon. Especially as Randy Orton never technically lost to Bryan yesterday, so leads into their story quite nicely. So, this Undertaker bullshit. This match, I think everybody had an idea of how it was going to play out. I think everybody expected that it was going to be match of the night, which it wasn't. I would actually say it was probably after the Divas match and probably the Shield New Age Outlaws match, the worst match. It was slow, it was lethargic, something was wrong. I don't know, maybe Undertaker was severely beat up. It in particular looked like Brock Lesnar was putting a lot of effort into them. It was a difficult match to watch. I found it really difficult to watch. I didn't really like the match. But you know, I'm an Undertaker guy. I was confident that he would do what he usually does and win. So then, in fact, at one point, I was actually feeling myself going and just going to sleep. And then all of a sudden, somebody said, I don't know what woke me up at this particular time. Someone said, Chris, wake the fuck up. So I woke up. Saw fucking Brock Lesnar hoist Undertaker up. Like walking around the ring with him on his shoulders. F5. I'm like, huh. Undertaker better kick out of there. 1, 2, 3. Dead silence. I have never seen a crowd at the same time shut up. Because the crowd weren't into this match. And then towards the end they started to pick up. But then when they did pick up, everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, there was some spot fest with certain people, like the black guy who was doing like proper wide eyes and stuff. And you know, those are guys that I'm sure people, someone like the WWE probably plants there and stuff. Like, kind of like that girl when Miz won his championship. You know, they plant certain people to do those sort of reactions. But pretty much everybody there was like, what the what? The realization that Undertaker not only lost, but lost to Brock fucking Lesnar. I have no problem with Brock. I have no issue with Brock. You guys know this. I've said it in my reaction video. I have no issue with Brock. And you know what? If the Undertaker feels like he only had one more match left in him, fine. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, all the rumors as you hear is that Undertaker wanted to face Daniel Bryan in this match. That's all the rumors you hear. And all the rumors you also hear is that Daniel Bryan wanted to face The Undertaker. That he didn't mind not winning the championship if it meant facing The Undertaker. What I don't understand is, why not give Undertaker what he wants? His streak was bigger than that title anyway. So, why not make your main event, first of all, better so you don't need to rejig it, and give Undertaker what he wants? Because imagine if Daniel Bryan beat The Undertaker. Dare I say, tapped out The Undertaker. Dare I say, made The Undertaker pass out to that yes lock. How much would that not only legitimize him, but legitimize that move? I don't understand it. I don't get it. It was a difficult match because even at one point you could see JBL was basically saying The Undertaker hasn't even got up in the last 5 minutes, which made me think, there is something really wrong here. But to end the streak and to end it that way, I mean, I didn't realise how big of a fan I was of that streak until it ended. That was the thing. I've always been an Undertaker person, but I didn't realise how important. I think it was because of the realisation that if that streak goes, he goes. He's done. And I didn't emphasise this in my reaction video because I was so shocked. But I just want to take this time to say, Undertaker, to me, you are and always have been an absolute legend. And I will eat my hat if you're not the very first name of that Hall of Fame next year in Cali. You are, as far as I'm concerned, the legend and you've shown, no matter what era you've wrestled in, whether it's the Attitude Era, the Hogan era, the shitty PG era, or this current reality era, you've shown your longevity, your just your unbelievable staying power. And I just want to say thank you for everything. Thank you for making wrestling enjoyable for me. You are one of the main reasons why I still watch, why I watched, and why I still watch. And if what you want to do now is spend time with your kid and your wife, power to you. Of course, you don't want to end up in a wheelchair before you can teach your kid things and do things with your child, and I understand. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just hope we get to see you again. Anyway, guys, this was a sad WrestleMania for me, and maybe that's why I might mark it down a little bit, but it was a decent show. And the Bray Wyatt thing annoyed me, the Undertaker thing hurt me, but it was a good show. Watch the show. I hope you like this video. Sorry it went on as long as it has. I didn't mean it to. Thank you for the positive feedback I have had from my reaction video. I hope it causes more of you guys to subscribe and follow. Appreciate all the support. Take care for now. Peace.